Gagawa tayo ng Spanish bread. Ito ay isa sa pinaka-favorite natin na snacks or merienda, especially in the Philippines, a country, of course, from where I was born and raised. Ang una kong natikman na Spanish bread is yung the butter and sugar filling. Pero ngayon, I'll be showing you my fresh and pure ube or purple yam filling for a twist of a Spanish bread. At ito ang ating mga ingredients. Simulan na natin ang paggawa ng Spanish bread. All-purpose flour, white sugar, salt, warm fresh milk, melted butter, eggs, and in lukewarm water mix the yeast and set aside until foamy. And mix all the flour and the dry ingredients and mix evenly. And follow with the wet ingredients like milk, yeast, butter, and eggs. And mix thoroughly until well combined. In making a dough, you don't really need to use a mixer or a dough mixer. Gaya ko na occasionally lang gumawa ng dough or bread. But using a dough mixer is more convenient and fast, especially to all the bakers out there, so they can make more and more dough for making different types of bread. I'm not actually a baker, but based on my personal experience, it doesn't really need to overmix the dough, as long as you made it with the right ingredients and measurement, and you are good to go then. You can knead the dough with a mixer or by hands. Done, at i-rest lang natin siya ng 45 minutes covered. And for the meantime, I'm preparing my ube filling while I'm waiting for the dough to rise. You can use fresh ube or in a pack. I-boil lang natin ang ube hanggang lumambot siya. At pagkatapos, i-mash natin siya at lagyan natin siya ng mga ingredients like sugar, butter, milk, and vanilla extract. Keep natin lang siya ng pag-mix hanggang maging dry siya ang texture niya. At malapit na matapos ang ating ube filling. At ganito ang kanyang consistency na hindi masyadong basa at hindi rin masyadong dry. At 45 minutes done, ito na ang aking dough. Minsan na found out ko na if you knead your dough a little longer but not overmix it, it makes your dough rise better, softer, and fluffier. Ayan, himas-himasin pa natin ng konti hanggang maging elastic siya and soft. Ayan, it doesn't really need to be perfect of making balls or shaping balls. Basta, magka-size lang siya ng yung kamay or fist. Prepare lang tayo ng breadcrumbs. And we can now start the process of making Spanish bread or flatten the dough. Start na natin ang pagninid ng dough. At ilagay na natin ang filling. Mas maganda pag marami ang filling para mas matamis. Mas matamis, mas masarap. As you can see, I'm so generous of stuffing my Spanish bread. And I spread the filling over the dough and roll the dough into a log. Just keep rolling. Like this. Just continue doing the process like flattening the dough, feel, roll, and tug so the filling won't comes out from the unsealed dough. At pag mas marunong ka na gumawa ng dough, you can make different types of bread like Spanish bread, pandesal, ensaymada, munay, or anything you want for your bread. And the texture of the breadcrumbs makes it delight to eat with a bit chunky. For me, the most exciting part of it is the sweet filling, in which you can have an option like the buttery sweet filling, but not overly sweet. And you can also make different filling, as what I'm making right now is the ube or the purple yum mixture, which is a mixture of white sugar, butter, fresh milk, or you can also use evaporated milk to taste, and the vanilla extract. There are those or some baker are using coloring food to make their bread colored into purple if they want Ube Spanish bread or Ube pandesal, but for me I'd rather choose the real ube filling instead, which is more flavorful than the scent of just using the food coloring. In preheated oven, I baked 12 minutes to be exact to instill it softer and fluffier of the dough. So when you use all-purpose flour, you should not overly bake your bread for you not to get a hard texture. Smells so good in the house. The aroma of ube mixture, the battery, the milky aroma are all over the house at the moment. And I can't wait to break this still too hot piece of bread. And let's see in the inside of this sweet filling. See? I want to have a bite right now, but it's still too hot to eat. See? By the touch of my hands, I can really tell its texture, which is soft, fluffy, and even chewy. Can't wait to have it taste, even if it is still hot. Mastering of making a bread dough is hard at first, especially when you are not a baker like me or just make a bread occasionally. But once you know how to make it, so why are you buying if you can do it on your own, right? Okay, I'll break another one in here. I just love touching its texture to show you that I made the right bread. I'm not saying it's perfectly done or perfectly baked, but still proud of myself that I can do things that I want to do. And if you want to know the process of making it, for sure you are expected yourself to make more next time if you're craving for something that is sweet. We have now cold weather, so it's perfect for hot drinks. Sobrang lambot. Ang sarap. Malambot, chewy, fluffy, and soft. I actually have no idea or any notion why is it called Spanish bread. I guess there's nothing related to any Spanish type of bread. But I think Spanish bread is a Filipino dessert which is popular, that you can also find this in local bakeries or pastries. Here in abroad, there are lots of Asian stores where you can find different types of sweet breads like pandesal, Spanish bread, but most of their fillings are the common ones, which is buttery and sugar mixture filling. But I haven't seen yet the ube filling. One more thing is the challenge for me was making the perfect filling. It took me about 2 batches to finally get the filling right. That is at least my idea of what Spanish bread filling should be: sweet but not overly sweet, buttery with which is a bit of a texture, and it should be moist. Still have no one idea about why is it called Spanish bread, but in Spanish bread, the way they make it, it's a combination of all-purpose flour. Some are using whole wheat flour with salt, sugar, milk, and olive oil. But in the Filipino tradition, we don't use olive oil in our Spanish bread.